New Year's Eve is supposed to be about new beginnings, but for three people, it was the night reality completely unraveled. A few years back, I was in a relationship that was already on shaky ground. My girlfriend, Chloe, had a way of making my decisions for me. This particular December 31st, we'd been at a friend's party, a long drive from home. By the time we left, it was the dead of night, well past 1 a.m. I was exhausted. The roads were deserted sheets of black ice, and Chloe was asleep in the passenger seat. I was 10 minutes from her apartment when I saw the impossible standing in my headlights. A woman, motionless in the center of the lane. She wasn't crossing, she was waiting. My brain short-circuited. I slammed the brakes and swerved instinctively, the tires screaming on the ice. That's when I saw the blade in her hand, a huge carving knife. Her face was a mask of pure agony, twisted in a silent scream. She didn't run. As I fishtailed past, she swung. The thunk of metal on my door was sickening. The car spun a full circle. When we shuddered to a stop, we were facing her again, and she was already coming for us. She was limping, dragging one leg, but closing the distance fast. A raw, animalistic sound tore from her throat. Chloe was screaming at me to go, but I was paralyzed. Those eyes, empty, dead. She was 15 feet away when I finally stomped on the gas. The tires fought for purchase. I thought we'd made it. I was wrong. A heavy impact rocked the car. She was on the hood. Clinging with one hand, she started hacking at the windshield with the knife. Thwack, thwack, thwack. The glass spiderwebbed. Her face, contorted and wild, was inches from mine. I started jerking the wheel side to side, trying to throw her off. On the fourth violent swerve, she lost her grip. I watched in the rear view as her body tumbled onto the asphalt and went still. The most terrifying part wasn't the knife, it was the emptiness in her eyes. Chloe immediately said we couldn't stop, couldn't call anyone. She spun a convincing story about how we'd be blamed. I drove home in a daze. The damage was minimal, a cracked windshield, deep scratches on the hood, no blood. I had it all repaired, but the guilt was a permanent stain. I checked the news for weeks. There was never a story. Did she get up and walk away, or did I leave someone to die on that frozen road? Chloe moved on in days like it was nothing. That coldness haunted me more than the woman herself. We broke up soon after. You don't forget a night like that, ever. My friend Leo and I have been close since college. He's from Shanghai, but moved back after graduation. Last New Year's, we were celebrating a world apart, me in Brooklyn, him in China. I was at a rooftop party when I met her. She introduced herself as Maya. We clicked instantly. She had this magnetic, easy energy. We talked art, life. She even spelled her name on my hand with a pen. We rang in the new year together and went back to my place. It was a perfect, normal night. She borrowed a short. We fell asleep. When I woke up, she was gone, but my door was still locked from the inside. I searched everywhere. My apartment has one door, windows that don't open fully. It was a sealed space. Her clothes were gone from the dryer. My shirt was missing. It was as if she'd vanished into thin air. I had no number, no last name, just these vivid, specific details she'd shared. An artist from San Diego, a cat named Cosmo, a best friend from a tiny German town. I was obsessing over these fragments when I got this sudden, urgent need to call Leo. We caught up, and he sounded off. He reluctantly told me he'd also met someone that night. They'd headed off, she'd stayed over, and vanished in the morning. I joked that the same thing happened to me. Then he said her name, Maya. A chill shot down my spine. I asked him to describe her. Every detail matched: her birthday, her hometown, her career. I asked if she had a cat named Cosmo. The line went silent. He sent me a photo. It was her, the same person. The math made no sense. Hong Kong is 13 hours ahead. Even on the fastest jet, she couldn't have been in both places in that 12-hour window. How did she know to find us? How did she know the same intimate stories? Some connections aren't coincidence. They're a mystery with no solution. We've looked for her online for a year. Nothing. No trace. With New Year's coming again, the unease just grows. The logical part of my brain short-circuits. The only explanation that fits feels insane. Years ago, before I was born, my father and his friend Victor owned a cabin on a frozen lake in Vermont. One New Year's Eve, they were there alone, enjoying the quiet snowscape from a wall of windows. Out of nowhere, a blinding flash erupted from the far shore. No sound, just light from the ground up. Victor insisted he saw movement out on the ice. My father said it was impossible. Nothing but wilderness over there. Then they heard it, a child's voice, crying for help from across the frozen lake. They didn't hesitate. They rushed out onto the solid ice, heading towards a small, dark figure near the opposite bank. Then a second flash, so intense it blinded them. When their vision cleared, the child was gone, vanished. Pure panic set in. They turned and sprinted back towards the cabin. As they ran, Victor shouted, pointing up at the house. He swore he saw a young boy staring down from their window. My father saw only dark glass. They tore the cabin apart. It was empty, locked up tight. They tried to sleep. My father woke twice to the sound of a child's laughter echoing in the dark halls. They never found an explanation, not for the voice, the figure, or those two silent, impossible flashes of light. My father rarely speaks of it, but when he does, he always ends with the same thought. Some things out there don't follow any rules we understand. If you've ever had an experience that defies explanation, you're not alone. These are the stories that linger. If this video pulled you into that eerie space, let us know by hitting the like button. It truly helps the channel, Winds of Thought, keep exploring these mysteries. What's the strangest thing that's ever happened to you on a holiday? Tell us in the comments below.